Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people.
Single fish.
Single.
Welcome to The Odds Couple. Chapter 6, Week 10 of the large program. Welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to raise the energy as the hour progresses. This.
What?
I don't know.
You gotta raise the roof like Yuki.
Like Yuki. All right, we got a big show for you here on this Monday edition of The Odds Couple. Welcome to the show. We got we're going to discuss the weekend. We got fish nuggets coming up. We got the game show that's sweeping the nation. That is Who Said It?
Who said it?
And if Jameis isn't on it,
CJ has his hand up.
Ooh,
oh, CJ's got his hand up.
we got music. Got a producer to make music and a drop for
We got
it.
a theme song.
We got a theme song. We got a theme song and a drop.
I'm
This
just
is
finding out.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
I can't
Me
wait.
neither.
Theme song.
I didn't get to
Who Said
approve it, but I'm just gonna go with it.
That's not how this works.
All right.
We got Tuesday and Wednesday football that we'll look at. Some better, from a gambling aspect, better matchups this week in college football on Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, we'll look at what's coming up, take a peek at what's coming up in the SEC and the Memphis Tigers this weekend, plus a big one nationally this weekend as well. And NFL, Monday Night Football, we'll get into that. And free picks at the end of the show. That's all coming your way here on The Odds Couple. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is here. Hello, Lang. How are you, sir?
So I actually today I was driving down BB King earlier. I saw a man walking down the street wearing a
Odds Couple t-shirt.
Kawamura number 17 jersey.
No.
I mean, how fast is that? He got it out there already. The guy's played one game for the Grizzlies here.
I mean,
at
they're
home.
not selling that in the store.
No, but I think you can custom jerseys there. Yeah. So he must have gone in and customized one.
Wow.
It was the navy. I mean, the dark blue one.
Yeah.
But it was a Kawamura 17.
That's fantastic.
Anyway,
Yuki's
making an impact.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
CJ.
We're gonna bring the energy back up.
Good to see you.
Towards
The man
the end of the
says,
show,
yeah.
Yeah.
How are you,
What's
CJ?
going on, Rob? I'm good. I'm
good.
better, man. Little brother gone little brother. Michigan went out there and whooped that Spartan ass, and then Michigan State, to their credit, behaved just like we expected Michigan State to do, like a bunch of crybaby children, and started trying to pick fights and stuff.
Did Michigan find a quarterback this weekend?
Hell no. This is the same quarterback that was out there running
but
around.
he was actually kind of good.
He was.
He wasn't. Was he? He was just competent.
Competent.
Yeah.
He was remarkably average.
He had like
And
120 yards passing or something like that.
If you can get average from a Michigan quarterback this season, yeah, you should be able to get 7-5, 8-4, which isn't great, but it's a whole lot better than the other side, which is 4-8, 5-7. Michigan's got Oregon still. They got who the hell knew Indiana was going to be good? So you got Indiana coming. You got Ohio State as well. I think Michigan's last 4 games are all against ranked teams. I can't remember who's the 4th team. But yeah, Michigan is fighting for bowl eligibility. They'll have to beat at least one of Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State to get the bowl eligibility.
Michigan plays Oregon, Indiana, Northwestern, Ohio State.
Northwestern.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. So, and Northwestern's not a gimme, even though they just got the hell beat out of them by Iowa.
Yeah, the quarterback Warren he was 13 completions, 123 yards, 1 touchdown.
Perfect.
No interceptions.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It wasn't a perfect weekend for everybody, but it has been a perfect season thus far for the Texas A&M Aggies. Are the Texas A&M Aggies going to Atlanta?
Perfect season.
in the
Perfect
SEC.
SEC.
In the SEC?
Yeah.
Are they going to Atlanta?
They're in the driver's
I
seat.
think so.
Really? This is crazy.
But they have a quarterback now that I think that settled it this week, right?
Yeah.
Because
Who? Reed?
yeah, because Wegman's been off and on. He's hurt. Reed was good, and then he got benched, and they put in Wegman, and they pulled Wegman in the 3rd quarter of that game, and he was not happy about it. But Reed was good and got them to win. I think that's your guy now. And Texas A&M has the most rushing yards in the SEC this year. They're number 2 yards per game, but it's close, right behind Tennessee. But overall, they have the most rushing yards in the SEC. And Reed gives you that, right? He can run. So like that, if you're gonna I think Texas A&M might have kind of found their identity because Wegman's not really that guy. He's like more of a pocket guy, and Reed lets you be the team that makes you win a trip to Atlanta.
I'm not sure why they ever went back to Wegman. Because Reed looked like
they had
this.
Promised him.
Okay.
You know?
Well, maybe Reed to me looked like the better quarterback. Now that's might be because he graduated from the high school I graduated from. I'm not really sure, but Reed looks like a really good quarterback. I think he was a 5-star coming out of Montgomery Bell Academy. Athletic, and when asked to throw, he can do that. 2 completions, 70 yards. They only asked him to throw twice. Because they didn't need to throw. They were just pounding LSU on the ground. That's not something I was expecting to see from an LSU defense, was just them getting manhandled on the ground the way that they were.
They're scheduled the rest of the way. They're at South Carolina this week. Only a 2.5-point favorite against South Carolina this week. Then they have New Mexico State.
That's weird.
Then they're at Auburn.
To me.
Then they have Texas at home to close out the season. That's it, man. They only got 4 games left.
Beat South Carolina. There's only 4 games left.
At South Carolina, New Mexico State, at Auburn, and then Texas at home. And even if you lose Texas in that final game, there's a real good chance that you're still one of 2 teams with 1 loss.
Yeah.
What's the tiebreaker? Georgia. Let's say
head-to-head first.
Let's say that they lose to Texas, and Texas doesn't lose anymore, and Georgia doesn't lose anymore, right? So that would be Georgia with 1 loss, Texas with 1 loss, Texas A&M with 1 loss.
I guess it would be Georgia, because Georgia beat Texas and Texas beat A&M.
Okay. And then Texas would then go because Texas beat Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand why their tiebreaker isn't just who's
Georgia would have
ranked
to
higher.
beat Tennessee, right? Yeah, because that Georgia to have 1 loss, they'd have to have beaten Tennessee.
Or Tennessee with 1 loss. This is getting to the point to where, and I can't wait for it to happen, we're going to get conference semifinal games because you can't have 3 1-loss teams or 4 1-loss teams or 3 in the ACC. Right. I think you can get 3 undefeated teams, not undefeated in the ACC, but just undefeated teams, and one of them is getting left out.
LSU still only has 1 loss.
Yeah, no, we got to get conference semifinals in here.
We got to get divisions back.
The funniest thing would be if it's Texas A&M. If Texas A&M loses to Texas, and the 2 of them make the championship game. No, they couldn't because that would be Texas's. No, if Texas wins, Texas A&M loses, and then they have to play again the next week in the SEC championship.
Let's say something weird happens where Tennessee beats Georgia, and so that's the 1-loss team. So it takes Georgia out of the 1-loss equation, and Texas A&M has the win over LSU, and so Texas A&M would be the one. Texas and Texas A&M would be the ones going to Atlanta. To your point, Lang, back-to-back weekend of. After avoiding one another for so many years, after Texas A&M got mad at Texas and ran out of the Big 12, couldn't wait to leave the Big 12, and we were robbed of good Texas A&M football rivalry games at the end of the season. For them to not play once but twice in one season, that would be fun.
Yeah. Could happen. All right, a couple of big beats from the weekend, a few of them for you. One, we'll start with Prime Bowl.
What does that mean?
Deion is going to a bowl game.
Well, Colorado. We knew he was.
Colorado's going bowling for the first time since 2016. When did we know?
When did you know they were going bowling?
I figured they'd be 6-6.
Really?
They have like 2 of the top.
That is a good point.
5 players in the world in college on their team. Like they're gonna win 6 games in that conference.
I didn't think they were going to win 6.
I think
this is
y'all are a bunch of haters.
Yeah, probably. I think this is a remarkable achievement by the Colorado Buffaloes.
I've believed in primetime my whole life, and I've learned since I was a child. I've watched primetime try things and achieve them over and over and over, and I've always believed in Coach Prime.
I was uncomfortable watching the Colorado game the other night, and the announcers actually referring to him as Coach Prime.
Why?
Because he's Coach Deion or Coach Sanders, Coach Prime. I mean, it feels like you're kind of sucking up to his ass.
I mean, they kind of are.
Calling him Coach. Well,
but I mean, he calls himself Coach Prime. Like it's not
right. He calls himself Coach Prime.
What do you? I mean,
Mama didn't call him Coach Prime.
I bet she does. Why would she not call him that?
The more, not more impressive, but Colorado getting bowl eligible after years of futility is very, very impressive. One, but two, if you look at that schedule, this could be a 10-win team when it's all said and done.
They don't play anybody else. I just looked. They play Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State.
Like this, we could be talking about a 10-2, 9-3 Colorado.
We could be
Buffaloes.
talking about a playoff Colorado Buffalo.
I mean, because they're in the mix.
And hey,
for the conference.
I know we got to get to bad beats, but if Prime goes 10-2 and they're in the mix for the CFP, or 9-3 and they're in the mix for the CFP, and Norvell is sitting there at 3-9. Like Florida State's probably coming calling, and that's a job he wants, and he can go and get that job as Travis Hunter, as Shiloh Sanders, as Shedeur Sanders are all leaving to go. In the case of two of them to the NFL, in the case of the other one, he'll go pro.
CFL.
It's something other than sports, right? He could be on Coach Sanders because don't want to suck up to him.
Rob doesn't want to suck up to him. He could be on Coach Sanders. Prime Bowl on the thing. I mean, Rob called him that too.
He could be on Coach Sanders' coaching staff at Florida State.
Yeah. All right, number 2. This one's simple. Hoosiers. How about them Indiana Hoosiers? 8-0 start, ties the best 8-game start in program history. Happened one other time. They're really good.
They're a cover machine too, aren't
and
they?
A cover machine weekend.
By the way, we don't have the results on here. I went 4-1.
Yeah, you did
this week again on my picks. Thank you, Indiana. I'm playing the hits now.
Indiana, Navy,
Hey,
Army.
I'm riding.
Well, Army didn't cover.
Didn't play.
Yeah. No, Navy is the one who lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame killed me. But the other ones I got all. It's just the same picks every week. We just keep playing.
BYU's another one of those teams, but Indiana's been one of those teams
awesome
this year. Yeah, they've been awesome, and offensively they're terrific. So,
also, fading Florida State is the play every week. I had them plus 21, and they lost by 22 to Miami. It should have been 29. He threw a pick 6 at one point in there, but I mean, Florida State's just so bad.
Broken ATM
On Indiana.
Yep.
Got the workplace slate notebook out.
All day, every day. Yeah.
Top 10, damn near top 5. Top 10 in total offense, total yards allowed, total points scored, total points scored per game, and points allowed per game sits Indiana. Top 10 in all of the major important college football stats. That's something I was not expecting going into the season.
Crazy part was before that game on game day when they were doing the picks, like half the guys didn't pick Indiana to win the game.
Yeah, because we didn't see Indiana. When's the last time you saw Indiana be good?
And they didn't have their quarterback.
Since Bob Knight was. I've never seen him be good at football.
Yeah,
Antoine Randall L was probably like the last.
But they weren't even good with Antoine Randall L. But he was good. They weren't good though.
Yeah.
The hyphen, right? Because Cordell Stewart was Slash, and they called him the hyphen.
Yeah. All right, number 3. The dog pound. How about them Cleveland Browns and what they did yesterday against the Baltimore Ravens? The Browns at 1-6 and a touchdown dog beat the 5-2 Ravens 29-24. I'll say it again. I said it 2 weeks ago. They've lost to the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. At some point, they have to be out of the discussion of best team in the NFL. How can they be the best team in the NFL when they're losing to those two teams?
Yeah.
And their history of what they've done in the postseason. How are we putting them on a pedestal?
Don't you think it partly, I don't know, partly it's just you're playing these two crappy teams and you think, all right, we don't need to.
That's their problem.
I think they just,
play at the level of your competition, sure.
And if you're good, you don't do that, to your point, Rob.
But they also, I thought was interesting, was watching that game, the Cleveland game. Every time they showed the crowd, it was like a celebration. Like, people were so excited not to have Deshaun Watson's specter hanging over that thing anymore. Like, I know, he got booed and that was the whole thing when he got injured and all that, but there was clearly fans were fired up, and it seemed like it was a totally new atmosphere. It seemed like for the Browns.
It was pretty unbelievable. Great win for Cleveland yesterday over Baltimore, and they still believe. By the way, Myles Garrett said so.
Oh yeah,
they believe.
Did you see his pregame costume?
Yes,
Terminator.
The Terminator thing. That was pretty cool.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll talk more about the weekend, including the Memphis Tigers. Plus, we got fish nuggets when we return. Who said it? It's coming up later in the show. Free picks. A lot to get to here today on the Odds Couple. Keep it right here on Grind City Media.
Hey Grizzlies fans, after exciting hoops and a lucky night of gaming, where do you rest your head? Look no further than Southland Casino Hotel, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Our high-rise hotel is the epitome of luxury and comfort. Picture this, you've just finished an evening of gaming and dining, so you head on over to one of our 300 rooms to end the night. Choose from standard, suite, and presidential suite, plus we're pet-friendly and offer mobility scooters for rent. It's a seamless experience for everyone. And don't miss the Main Street Exchange, right in the heart of our casino lobby. Whether you're
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple here on this Monday. And don't forget, the Odds Couple comes your way every Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock. Thursday, we'll get you set for the weekend. Right now, we're recapping the previous weekend and looking ahead to tonight's action and the next couple of days in college football as well. We'll get to that coming up here in a little bit. Also, we'll have Who Said It coming up. The game show that is
apparently with a theme song now,
sweeping the nation, and a theme song.
Waiting on approval. So we're gonna play it here, and then if it gets approved, we'll keep playing. If it doesn't get approved, we'll do another one. We'll talk to the guy to do another one.
Looking forward
Who's
to that.
approving it? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
Looking forward to that. So that's coming up. But a couple of other things we wanted to get to from the weekend. Memphis Tigers. What? They avoid disaster, but I'll say the same thing I said to Gabe Kuhn last week. I mean, I can't watch them and expect them not to lose again the rest of the season.
Can't either.
It's very difficult because they are teetering on a loss every week.
Someone last week who follows the Memphis Tigers was like, "This is a game they should win easy. It's homecoming." You know, like it was supposed to be a nice, easy game against a what were they, 3-4 Charlotte team. They weren't very good. Mm-hmm. Man, like they had to come. They were down with a minute to go, minute 20 to go or something. And they had to come from behind to win the thing from Memphis. This is why I don't bet on Memphis. Stay away. Do not bet on the Memphis Tigers one way or the other. Well, you never know.
The beginning of the season started with the Tigers covering some games.
Yeah, it was
going through
fool's
the Florida
gold right
State
there.
game, and it was fool's gold. They haven't covered since then.
Yeah.
Since Florida State.
I think that's correct. Yeah. So it's been bad as far as covering for Memphis. Again, going back to the trends that we've seen for the last couple of years, and with them still having road games left, with them still having Tulane left, I can't see them going unscathed because they're as good as your opponent, and if you're as good as your opponent every week, at some point it's going to burn you.
Absolutely. I was there for the game, and I stay in Orange Mound, so it's right around the corner from the stadium. Mm-hmm. So I said, cool. It's raining. Memphis had decided to just go all the way in on just toting the tater, and they were just running through Charlotte's face. It's like, Charlotte has no answer for this. They're down 14. They're a bad football team. They're finna lay down and die. So let's get out of here. The rain is coming down. Let's go. Made it about midway through the third quarter. Got home. It's like, holy bleep and bleep. What did I just miss? How in the 10 minutes it took me to get home, how are y'all down right now. What is going on here? It's a weird team, man. It is weird, and it's to your point about the Ravens, and you said this also about the Tigers. They're as every single game, no matter who they play, they are absolutely as good as their opponent. And that is a problem when you should be better than the lesser opponents you play, which is everybody in this damn conference.
The amazing thing is Seth Hennigan's a 4-year starter, right? This is his 4th year? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he started the whole time. He's got to be like the most just sort of adequate 4th-year starter in college football. He's fine, but like you think if somebody's been around that long in the same place, like he would be incredible, an All-American.
The offense has gotten worse.
Well, from the Norvell era, certainly, but it feels like as the season goes along.
I think from like the last couple of years, increasingly worse. I would say this is probably Seth's worst year.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They're not nearly as explosive as they were when Norvell was in charge.
No.
They look like a team where the head coach is an offensive lineman, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
They just look like they're just trying to just get it done. But they don't care about the other stuff.
Yeah. Good for them surviving and getting the win. All right, Vanderbilt. How about Vandy? They give Texas a scare. Give them all they could want.
Texas learned what everybody in the SEC already knows. You don't just go into Commodore Stadium and walk out with a win. You have to earn that shit.
You got to earn that. All right, my question is Vanderbilt, not because they're gonna win games.
Another covering monster. Yeah, I've been betting on them every week. That was one of mine this week.
All right, I want you to tell me who they're going to be favored against,
all right,
and who they're going to beat. Amazingly, they're in an underdog against Auburn this week.
Like how?
Why are they an underdog to Auburn?
I don't know. I'm all over them. Let's do it.
We talked about it on Thursday. We come into these things with our preconceived notions, and we don't let them go. Vanderbilt has been so bad for so long. I don't think they'll be favored against anybody the rest of the way, and I think they'll win 2 or 3 more games.
I think I will too. Yeah, I'm going to keep winning on these.
If they're not going to be favored at Auburn.
The crazy part is,
will they be favored against South Carolina?
It's not even
like
2 or 3 points against Auburn. They're 6.5 point dog. What in the world?
Yeah.
And Auburn sucks.
Then they got South Carolina at home.
They'll win that one. I think they'll be underdogs. They're underdogs in Auburn. They'll be underdogs South Carolina. I think they'll win that one also.
And then they have then they're at LSU.
Yeah.
And then they have Tennessee at home. Woo!
They'll be underdogs for that.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be great.
If they can pull that off.
Will
Vanderbilt get to storm the field twice in one football season?
They'll run out of goalposts.
When's the last time we had a double field storm season?
If they beat Tennessee to end the season at home, they should just cancel the program right there.
just end
it right there. Like
put
it's never going to get better.
Clark Lee.
Yeah, Clark Lee. They just carry him out, throw him in the river. That's the end of the season. That's it.
All right, is Penn State title worthy? I guess we'll find out this week, huh?
Yeah, and no matter what happens this week, as long as they don't get slaughtered, they'll be in the
I don't
CFP.
know if their quarterback's playing this week. That's still
Aller not?
Yeah, Aller got hurt at the end of that. Toward the end of that game, and the backup was fine, but he's still questionable. I spoke to some Penn State experts we have around here who are going to the game.
D-Nail, shout out D-Nail.
And he wasn't. He said they won't. They're not going to give any update until right before game time.
As long as this game doesn't get ridiculous, it's not a 40-point Ohio State win. I think Penn State can suffer a loss and still get into the CFP. That's just what happens when you're playing in the Big Ten or the SEC. You can have a loss, and hell, depending on who you are and what your schedule look like, maybe even 2 losses in conference and still get there to have a CFP berth.
What happened to Kentucky? I mean, they're suddenly just not good.
I was reading an article on Saturday Down South, which is a great website for college football stuff, and somebody on there mentioned you remember this summer, like Mark Stoops was the coach of Texas A&M for like 5 hours, and then the fans revolted and all that. Like, imagine if that had happened. Like that's quite a sliding doors moment for the way it's all worked out. Because now, I don't know if he's going to stick around at Kentucky the way they look this year.
Right.
They look terrible offensively, especially.
Don't they do this though? Like, I feel like
do what?
Cycle
for
all right, we're pretty good one year, and then the next year is pretty okay, and then the next year god awful, and then the next year pretty good. Like, I feel like Kentucky under Stoops and just Kentucky football in general is one of those programs where in a 5-year span, you have 1 8 to 9 win season, 1 season or 2 where you're fighting for bowl eligibility, and then the rest are kind of just sitting there at 6 and 6, 7 and 5.
I feel like the expectations have changed, though.
Have they?
Don't you think? Kentucky fans, like, this is anecdotal, but people I follow on Twitter and stuff, like, they're pissed. Like, people were going into the season thinking they were going to go 8-4, 9-3. Like, they thought this was a team that could do some things. And right now, they're 1-5 in the conference. The one win was against friggin' Ole Miss, but they just got beat by 2 touchdowns to Auburn.
Yeah, not a good look.
At home.
Yeah. The week before that, they lost by 28 to Florida. Like, it feels like the ship is sinking. Like, this is a team, they play at Tennessee this week. Like, I don't even know what the line is on this one, but this I might go
17?
heavy. I might go heavy on Tennessee.
17.5?
16.5.
Okay.
Yeah, this feels like a Tennessee blowout waiting to happen because Kentucky can't score. If Tennessee gets ahead, it's over.
Yeah. All right. One other NFL, the Bears-Commanders game, classic yesterday. What a finish for that game. And the Commanders with the Jaden Daniels legend growing and the Hail Mary play. Commanders are really good. Or is it just they have a really bad schedule and they're taking advantage of it?
Both, maybe?
Yeah. I think they're good. Maybe not really good, but I think they're good. And I thought the Bears were pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, they're all right. I had it on Red Zone, so I was catching bits and pieces of that game. But I had when we did our Heisman contenders last year, I had Jane Daniels number 1 on my list. I thought he was the best player in college football. Then he got banged up, and people kind of forgot about him as the season went along. But he looks fantastic, and the Bears just do dumb things like that handoff to that lineman. It was like they're on the 1-yard line and they hand it to the lineman. I was talking with Drew Hill from the Daily Memphian earlier. He's a Bears fan, and he was saying earlier this year there was a play where they were on the goal line and they tried to do an end around, and everybody got all mad. They're like, "No, just run it up. You have a 240-pound running back. Just run it up the middle." And instead, they give it to that 300-pound lineman who's never had a handoff in his life. He throws it into the end zone.
Did they think my man was fridge incarnated? Reincarnated? What are we doing here? Sometimes football coaches think too much. Like, stop thinking. Just line up and run the damn ball up the middle with a running back. Put the lineman in. The Ravens do this, and I'm sure we'll get to their. We already talked about their woes, actually. But the Ravens have a 330-something pound fullback. Like, if that's what you want to do, fine. Put his big ass in front of the running back and then run with the running back into
just carry a fullback on your roster.
For that moment.
Yeah. Or any moment where it's like 2 yards or less. Right. Put the guy in. Like, it's
bring
not
back
that
the
hard.
fullback. Hashtag bring back the fullback.
Bring back the fullback. It was National Fullbacks Day.
That's right. It was tight end day on Sunday. I'm ready for
did
fullback
you hear?
day.
Did you hear?
No.
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right. How about some fish nuggets?
Is that like a Hallmark convention? Tight ends day?
Yes.
You think Hallmark can sell some greeting cards? Yeah.
All right, a couple of fish nuggets for you. How about SMU beating Duke the other night? That was pretty spectacular. SMU beat Duke despite having a turnover differential of -6.
What?
Prior to SMU's win, FBS teams were 1-124. This century, when losing the turnover battle by 6 or more, the only other time it happened, Marshall beat Memphis on November 17th of 2011. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that game.
Me neither.
All right, in the last 5 years, only twice has an FBS team returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns in the first quarter of a game. Both happened by Pitt in 2022 at Virginia and then Thursday night against Syracuse. LSU, they had won 104 straight games when leading by 10 or more points at halftime. That was snapped on Saturday as they were beat up by A&M.
Watching this game, LSU's in complete and total control, and then just it all gets away from them. And I'm thinking, because I've just finished playing a game of NCAA 2025, and I was thinking, because this is the type of game player I am, Rob, if I was playing a game like this, I'd absolutely turn the damn game off. I'd have to restart. It's like, there's no way in hell this happens in real life. This is fake. No, turn this damn game off and restart.
Whoops, I kicked the plug out. I've done that before. Oops, I got kicked from the lobby. Better restart it.
All right, next up. Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of the Jets. He's got 12 touchdown passes on the season after having 2 yesterday. He's the first Jets quarterback to have 10 in a season since 2019.
Wow.
That is terrible. And they are
So are the Jets.
a mess.
Are they the most disappointing team?
Disappointing.
In the
I
NFL, in
think
the
for
NFL.
half the people it was expected that
Yeah.
it would be a dumpster fire. And it is a dumpster fire. I didn't think it would be a dumpster fire, so I just now think it is a dumpster fire. And I think it is a very big disappointment. It's got to be a huge disappointment.
The other member of the odds couple, John Roser, and I were talking earlier today, and he was like, who would have thought of the 2 guys with torn Achilles that Kirk Cousins would
Yeah.
recover faster and be better? Because Aaron Rodgers looks cooked, and Kirk Cousins looks great.
Kirk Cousins also, it doesn't seem like they are, hey, Kirk, go out there and win this for us.
They
Right?
are.
Like,
No, they are.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He had 500 yards passing against Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
All right, and finally, Bryce Young started again yesterday for Carolina. He is the 4th number 1 pick to lose 10 straight road games at any point of their career.
Yikes.
Might be 10 straight home games, too.
He might be the first to do the double dip.
Yeah.
All right, we will take a break here on The Odds Couple. When we come back, Who Said It with new theme music for Who Said It.
Waiting on approval.
Allegedly.
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 We're looking forward to that. That's coming up next. We got free picks coming up later. We'll check out the action coming up this week. It's all ahead here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Hot Wheels fans, don't miss the exciting return of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party at FedEx Forum. Don't miss the world premiere of Stegosaurus. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Gungster, Bone Shaker, and the legendary Bigfoot. Plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And save up to 50% on kids' tickets. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience at FedEx Forum, November 2nd and 3rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
John Cena was spilling life lessons on this stream, bro. So the best thing I watched all week, John Cena on the Cassinet stream. By the way, he stole your hairdo. You got to make a phone call.
I was about to say, you showed me a little bit of this clip because I saw the messy room, and the only thing I could see is John Cena's hair. I mean, come on, bro.
He stole your bar.
It's
he stole
literally identical.
He stole your flow, bar for bar, word for word.
How is mine more gray than his, though?
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up JustinTimberlake.com.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Who said it? Who said it? Who said it? Who said it?
Welcome back, everyone, to The Odds Couple.
It's approved.
It is.
Yeah, it's
All right, we're gonna roll with it.
I like it. Who said it?
Thank you, CJ.
Are we gonna keep the music going throughout?
You want to?
I think we can.
Listen, it's up
Makes
to
it
you.
exciting.
Then we got to
You think
place
it adds to it?
We got to place another order
Yeah.
into the producer to try and make the
I don't know, it's up
music
to you.
because it's got to drop also.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, it's that time.
All right, it's time for Who Said It, the game show that's sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
Where we listen to players and coaches from press conferences and try to guess. These guys will try to guess who said it. So here we go. Clip one. This is actually a week old.
Oh.
We couldn't get to it last week, but there's some verbiage in this clip that give you some clues to who it might be. All right.
All right.
The coach was in his post-game press conference. He said, "I'm proud of them for fighting back. we've got to make sure we put ourselves in a position where it doesn't come down to one play where an ACC team makes a horse bleep call against an independent, and that's up to us. So it doesn't come down to that call, which was holding and PI. And that's what I told them. We'll come back and we'll fight it. So it's on us to play better, but it would sure be nice if it was a level playing field.
Wow.
Who said it? I don't know if I approved that part of it, CJ.
Okay.
It's a little, feels like it's a little like jumbled. We just need like a.
Just a regular who
yeah.
said it, no echo. Got you. I'll talk to the producer. An ACC team makes. I feel like it's got to be somebody who played Miami, because Miami's been getting away with those, haven't they? But I can't remember who Miami played last week.
Who's an independent team now? It's not UMass.
Notre Dame is.
Right. Not them.
No. I don't know. I do not know. UConn? Is UConn still independent? We'll go UConn's coach,
UConn.
whoever he
We'll
is.
go UConn's coach.
Jim Mora, head coach of UConn.
Hey, right there!
All right,
Let's go!
CJ.
The best part of it, watch his anger. He is so mad.
Of them for fighting back. We've got to make sure that we put ourselves in a position where it doesn't come down to one play where an ACC team makes a horseshit call against an independent. And that's up to us to play better at the start of the game so it doesn't come down to that call, which was holding and PI. And that's what I told them, and we'll come back and we'll fight. So it's on us to play better earlier, but it'd sure be nice if it was a level playing field.
Who robbed UConn last week?
They lost 22-20 to Wake Forest.
Okay.
23-20. So, yeah, Coach Mora was not happy.
No.
All right, here we go. Clip 2. Coach says he wants you to play smart but not conservative. What do you expect from yourself? The player says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it."
What?
The reporter says, "So what is the message today? Unwavering faith, ultimate belief, depending on the Lord."
Oh, I know who this is.
That's all we got.
I know who this is. This has got to be Jameis. This is something goofy
I
and
was gonna
stupid
say-
that Jameis would say.
I was going to say Jaden Daniels.
No, I would be willing to bet your life is Jameis Winston.
Bet your life. Let's roll the clip.
Jameis, I can tell you're taking it all in right now. You're about to make your first start since 2022. Ken Dorsey said that he's been preaching to you to play
Watch
smart
him
but
look at
not
the camera.
conservative. What do you expect from yourself?
This is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it.
You're looking really focused right now. You told us this week that everyone inside this building believes that this is the time you guys can turn it around. What's been the message?
Unwavering faith, ultimate belief, depending on the Lord.
Does anybody believe
That's
him?
all we got.
Does anybody
You told
believe
me
this is what
no
Jameis
nerves.
is? Do y'all believe this is what Jameis is?
I kind of do.
Okay. All right.
I mean, don't you think so? Like he's always been a
'cause
maniac.
That mother bleep was a heathen.
I don't know, but
I know.
because he stole some crab legs. I don't know.
And,
He's-
and
other
as a
stuff, too.
serial
Yeah.
sexual assaulter, yes, that's what.
He does, but there's a long history of his press conferences saying weird things like this and just looking at the camera like
I'm
that.
so glad you had Jameis on this week's edition of Who Said It.
You asked for it before.
I assumed it was going to be the post game when we went into M&M.
Well, let's go to clip 3. What does it mean to just roll the thing?
Come on,
Just
roll it.
That you get another opportunity like you have just received in the NFL. What does it mean to lead these guys, and what could be the start of what you said is something special moving forward?
Man, it's a white boy from Detroit that I
Is
really
that what
admire,
Detroit
named
is?
Eminem. He said,
mentions
"You
it
only
again,
get one
up the
shot.
road.
Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity lasts once in a lifetime." And I know I got a quote. You know, Eminem, he from Detroit, he right up the road, but man, I'm just grateful.
what
I'm grateful that the
Detroit is?
Lord provided me with this opportunity. I'm grateful for my.
Get out of here.
I don't know if he felt
Jameis.
guilty for not mentioning a Cleveland artist. He kept saying Detroit, it's just right up the road. It's
It's
just, you know.
the same city.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
thought you were going to go with the pregame where he's telling them, hey, you know, you got to play for the name on the back of your jersey and got to play for the name on the side on the helmet. Well, we don't have any decals on the helmets, but you know what I'm saying. Play for the Browns. Like, Jameis, shut the hell up, man. Good grief.
All right, let's go to clip 4. We have a player who post-game said, I was tired, I ain't going to lie. That was a long run right there that I did. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it the next play, so I told the coach I needed a break right there.
Oh, that's Anthony Richardson, I think, when he took himself out of the game.
Let's roll the clip.
Tired, I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there, what I did. And,
Look at his stats
I don't
on the
think I
ball.
was gonna be able to go that next play, so I just, just told Sam I just needed a break right there.
He made a run, got him inside the red zone, and then tapped his helmet and said, I need to come out of the game.
Like in the closing minutes of the game.
And he came out for one play and then came back in.
Nah, come on, man. No, you're not coming out the game, kid.
He said it was I'm not going to lie, it was a long run. I was tired.
Breathe through your nose, player. Let's go.
That's terrible.
You should be in shape. What are we doing here? Come on, man.
All right, next one's a little long, but it's great. All right, here, clip 5. This campus is unbelievable. A few of us walk around it every day, and I was just walking and talking about how beautiful it is, and I never see them cut the grass, but the grass is always manicured. So I'm wondering, when do they do that? I'm being serious. So as we were talking about that, a guy stops on his cart, gets off and shakes my hand, and he's the guy who does grounds. As I was just saying that. So hats off to him. God bless you, that I think we have one of the best landscapes and just the department that takes care of the grounds, because these grounds are impeccable, and I walk daily around this campus.
I don't know why about midway through that I felt like it was Coach Deion Sanders. Some would call him Coach Prime. We won't. We're not trying to suck up. I feel like that's a Coach Prime thing to say, though.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking you're going back to the well with Mike Gundy.
Ooh.
He's a Who Said It legend.
He's a Who Said It legend, yes.
Gonna retire his mullet. Do you want to just run the clip?
Yeah, let's run it.
Yeah.
Who is it?
This campus is unbelievable.
Man, it felt like Prime.
Few of us walk
I don't
around
know what
it
the
every
hell
day.
that means.
And I was just
like
talking about how beautiful it is, and I never see them cut the grass. But the grass is always manicured. So I'm wondering, do they do that? Like, when do they do that? I'm serious. So as we were talking about that, a guy stops on his cart in front of us, gets off, shakes my hand, and he's the guy that does the grounds. As I was just saying that. So hats off to him. God bless you. I think we have one of the best landscapes and just the department that takes care of our grounds, because these grounds are impeccable, and I walk daily around this campus, and it is beautiful, and I never see one blade of grass out of just out. And I see like several lakes that I need to do a deal with a bass company so I could put some bass in the lake so I could fish,
put some fish in the lake.
do on campus, but it's flat out beautiful. I just wanted to share that.
I think it is.
I just wanted to share that.
He's such a unique talker, and he's captivating. And when you were reading that, I was like, oh, I'm beginning to feel a little captivated myself. That sounds like his mastery of the English language is such a unique thing.
He throws a word in there like impeccable.
Yeah,
manicured.
about grass.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being trolled with the Coach Prime up on the screen.
I wrote Deion
Jacob
Sanders.
changed it.
Yeah, Jacob said he changed it.
Shout out to Jacob.
All right, we got one more.
All right.
Coach in his post-game press conference says, I think it's the way we talk to these young people, the things that we talk about, the messaging. How do we bring really good people into the building? We talk about doing things together. We talk about culture, and everybody talks about it. But then we go out and live it every day, and we back up our actions. We're very honest, very open. And this is a real program. It's not fake. It's not a politician running this program, talking fast and BSing everybody. This is a real program. For all you recruits out there, this is a real place. If you really want to be good at football, it's a really good place to be.
I know this one.
Gosh.
And when he says...
Well, it's a question of who he's talking about, too. Because
when
he's
he
trolling.
says it's not a politician running this program talking fast and BSing everybody, he's talking about somebody.
There's two leading theories as to who it could be.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Mike Elko.
Yeah.
From Texas A&M, who...
You want to run the clip? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, while over it, while he's. I mean,
I think it's the way we talk to the young people. I think the things that we talk about, the messaging, how
He's not taking a shot at Texas,
we
is he?
bring really
No.
good people into the building. We talk about doing
Talking
things
fast,
together. We talk
BSing,
about
or
culture, and
they just
everyone
beat
talks
LSU.
about it. But then we go
Brian
out and we live
Kelly.
it every day. And I think we back up
Brian
our
Kelly's
actions.
father was a
We're
politician.
very honest. We're very open. And this is a real program.
And Brian Kelly's talking
it's
fast
not fake.
and BSing everybody.
It's not
So-
a
or
politician
maybe
running
it's
this
all of them.
program, talking fast
Kiffin
and
also
BSing
kinda fits
everybody.
in that, doesn't he?
This is a real program. And for all the recruits out there,
Well,
this is a
Kiffin doesn't
real
talk
place. And if
fast.
you want to
He's
be
just
really good at
kind of
football,
the opposite of
this is
that.
a really good place to be.
I don't know. It's one of those guys, but or it could be all of them. But he's.
I told
definitely-
y'all, and nobody wanted to listen to me.
That what?
That Texas A&M, I told y'all, A, they were going to be good this year. Like better than what people expect. Because their record their schedule was manageable, more manageable than most teams. And they've had great recruiting classes year after year after year, like one of the best in the country. Yeah. They got all the money in the world to pay players, as much money as they want to pay these players. They have everything going for them, except maybe they just had a bad coach.
Yeah.
Maybe Jimbo's just a bad coach, and maybe Mike Elko's a really good coach. And if you have a really good coach with really good players, maybe you're going to be really good.
But Texas A&M has always had the money and has always, at least in the SEC, has always had the money, always had the talent. I think this is, since joining the SEC, I'm going to look it up and confirm it. I think this is their third, maybe fourth season with more than 4 wins in conference, and that money and that talent has been there. I didn't think Elko would be this, though, to your point, Rob. You were right. I will say I was wrong. I don't want to speak for Lane.
They're 5-0 in conference for the first time since 1998.
I was not wrong.
When they were in the Big 12.
I would also say, though, that, yes, they've had great recruiting classes, but I've learned that, recruiting classes don't matter so much anymore because everybody just transfers, immediately. You know, you sign all these guys, and within a month, half of them are decommitted or whatever. It's an easy way to judge sort of in general who has a good team and who doesn't, but I feel like it's a little bit of a misnomer to judge it based on your recruiting class. And that being said, maybe they did have a bad coach the last few years. But also, Mike Elko was their second choice, remember? Stoops was the guy, and it's not like they went out and hired Nick Saban, but maybe he's the right fit in the right place.
They got to the SEC in 2012, and this is their 4th season with more than 4 conference wins. As I try and figure out how to say that.
How many times? 4?
Fourth time with more than 4 conference wins.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting. All right, Lane, good work. Thank you very much, man. That was great. Great stuff. Great stuff today on Who Said It. We will take a break. When we come back,
it feels like in Harry Potter when Voldemort's talking into Harry's head and he hears the parcel tongue. That's
that's exactly right. We'll talk about the Tuesday, Wednesday action in college football, also Monday night football, and we'll take a peek at what's going on next weekend. That's all next here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Hey Grizzlies fans, after exciting hoops and a lucky night of gaming, where do you rest your head? Look no further than Southland Casino Hotel, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Our high-rise hotel is the epitome of luxury and comfort. Picture this, you've just finished an evening of gaming and dining, so you head on over to one of our 300 rooms to end the night. Choose from standard, suite, and presidential suite, plus we're pet-friendly and offer mobility scooters for rent. It's a seamless experience for everyone. And don't miss the Main Street Exchange, right in the heart of our casino lobby. Whether you're
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Back, everybody, to The Odds Couple.
Sing on fish.
We're back.
We're back, and
Don't
we'll be
pick your
back with
nose.
you on Thursday as well. 2 o'clock on Thursday for the Odds Couple, as we will look at the upcoming weekend in college football and in the National Football League. But until Thursday, there are a couple of games, 4 games actually.
4 games.
No, 5 games. Tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. We got 5 games. And I got a couple of good trends for you. How about this? Louisiana against Texas State. Louisiana is 10-1 against the spread. Their last 11 against Texas State. And Texas State is favored by 3 points. So ULL, take ULL in that one. Sam Houston State is 8-3 against the spread. Their last 11, they're a 10-point favorite over La Tech. La Tech 3-10 against the spread. Their last 13. You got Jacksonville 4-1 against the spread. Their last 5. Liberty 1-6 against the spread. Their last 7. They're a 1.5-point favorite. And Western Kentucky favored by 24 over Kennesaw. Western Kentucky 6-0 against the spread. Their last 6. Kennesaw State 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games.
Kennesaw State coming off that big win against Liberty last week.
That's right. Huge.
Hootie hoo. That's what they say, because they're the Owls.
No, they don't say hootie hoo.
Hootie hoo is like what their cheer. Yeah, it is.
Really?
That's dope.
That's pretty good.
I like
What they know about Master P. You think they know that came from
No,
Master P?
that was Big Boy, Outkast.
No, I thought hootie hoo was no limit.
It might be, but
Okay.
Outkast does it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I wanna
Big
know
Boy
the
actually
origins.
has a pet owl named Hootie Hoo.
Oh, nice.
He posts it on social media all the time.
Nice.
Let's check out the lines for the upcoming weekend in the Southeastern Conference.
All right.
The interesting one is Auburn-Vanderbilt, as Auburn is close to a touchdown favorite over Vanderbilt. That game at Auburn, Auburn's 6.5. You got Ole Miss only 6.5 at Arkansas. What do you think of that game, Lang?
Arkansas has one of the best. I think Ole Miss is a better team, but Arkansas might keep that close enough to cover.
Right? Yeah, it feels
Arkansas
that way.
is one of the best offenses in the country.
Georgia, Florida, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Georgia 16.5 point
Too much points. I'm staying away.
favorite. It is a lot of points. I mean, being a Georgia fan, are you one that looks at that game and just says, that game scares me all the time?
Yes.
Or
Yep.
Really?
Weird things happen.
Even
in that
when
game.
Florida
just beat the pants off Kentucky last week.
They did.
What was the final? It was 40 to something, like 48-20 or 40-28, whatever. They scored a lot of points against a good Kentucky defense. So, I mean, yeah, Georgia gets a week off after that Texas game, and maybe they get more guys healthy and back, and it means something for the Georgia players to win that game. Carson Beck's from Jacksonville, so he likes to always show out in that game. But I steer clear.
Yeah. And then I think it's interesting that Texas A&M is only a 2.5-point favorite at South Carolina, CJ.
Yeah, that's
weird.
But South Carolina's weird, aren't they?
Yes, they're the weirdest team in the conference.
Especially at home, where it is, okay, I joked about not walking into what is it? It's a first bank where Vanderbilt plays. I joked about that. But like Williams-Brice might legitimately be a place where even if you're playing a team that you are significantly more talented than, as is the case in this matchup against South Carolina, South Carolina still finds a way to keep it close. I would take South Carolina plus the points there, not to win, but against the spread, I'd take South Carolina there.
Ole Miss is up to 7 now in that Arkansas.
Ole Miss doesn't win games in Arkansas, though.
And they have crazy games.
Yes.
Year after year after year.
I'm all over this Vanderbilt-Auburn one. Vanderbilt.
Easy money.
Yeah.
Easy money,
Vanderbilt
Lane.
plus 6.5. Give
Against
it to me.
Auburn.
Yeah, I'll take it all day. Let's go.
Tigers. Lang doesn't like to bet the Tigers. The Memphis Tigers, they're
Nobody
in action.
likes to bet the
Nobody
Tigers.
likes
Come
to bet
on,
the Tigers.
not just me.
Tigers have UTSA this week, and the Tigers are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. UTSA 2-6 against the spread their last 8. So neither team likes to cover. UTSA is 3-5 on the season. Tigers 7-1. They are a 7.5-point favorite. The total at 60.5. Money line Tigers minus 275.
Can we go back to the Ole Miss thing real quick before we get to the Tigers? I just had to look this up. They've got 2 wins in Fayetteville going back to the 2000s. They've got wins in Little Rock. They don't get wins in Fayetteville. Ole Miss doesn't. Like that's a tough place for them to play. They've got wins over Arkansas at home, and they got some in Little Rock. On the Tigers,
13-2 in Fayetteville the last 15.
Like, come on, man. That goes back a ways.
Arkansas 10-1 against the spread the last 11 against Ole Miss. 10-1 against the spread at home the last 11 against Ole Miss.
I might mess around and take Arkansas straight up this week. What was the spread on the Tigers UTSA game?
7.5.
That seems high, but okay.
Yeah. UTSA's 3-5. They're not very good. But,
Neither is Charlotte.
But
Neither is Memphis.
Exactly. Right. Ohio State, Penn State. Ohio State a 4-point favorite this week. Ohio State comes in ranked at number 4. Penn State comes in ranked at number 3. Penn State's at home. They're a 4-point dog. Is that correct?
No. At home, I would have Penn State 2.5 point favorite at home. Ooh. But now, if Drew Aller's not playing, to Lane's earlier point, then yeah, that would be the correct way to go about it. I think Penn State has the athletes on the outside to keep up with Ohio State. I think they've got a really good defensive line. Once again, they got good linebackers also, so defensively they'll be stout and be able to hold up against an Ohio State team who last week struggled and should have lost to Nebraska last week. So I think Penn State will be able to hold up defensively. And then offensively, if Aller plays, he gives them just enough explosiveness to negate some of what makes Ohio State's defense really, really good and really, really special. Now, if he's not playing, I can see Ohio State just coming in there, and I don't want to say running away with it, but like comfortable win, 8-9 points, something like that.
All right, Monday Night Football tonight in the National Football League as the week comes to a close. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a 6-point favorite against the New York Football Giants, total at 36.5. Oh. Pittsburgh, 36.5. My God.
No, that's...
Just realized that number. Steelers 5-2, Giants 2-5. Pittsburgh 22-1 straight up at home on Monday Night Football. 22-1 straight up at home on Monday Night Football. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under, so that should be exciting tonight. If that trend holds true, under the 36.5 tonight. What are you thinking? You got a free pick for us?
Oh, we got a free pick this game. I got a different free pick.
You don't have to, but I want this pick too. Pick it or park it.
I would pick it, and I would pick the Steelers here. The Steelers sniffing blood in that division. You had the Browns go out there and beat the Ravens. You had the Bengals fall to the Eagles. Steelers win this game, and they are firmly in the driver's seat for that division crown there. Russell Wilson, one of the things that he does well is push the ball down the field. And if you got a quarterback who can push the ball down the field and keep those safeties back away from the line of scrimmage, then you could just run the ball. And that's what they did the last time out. I forget, was it the Jets? It was against the Jets where they just gashed them running the football because the Jets couldn't walk safeties into the box. I like the Steelers here. I don't think Giants are any good.
benched Daniel Jones in the last game. Remember in the fourth quarter? Yeah. They played the Eagles and they benched Drew Lock.
Yep.
And they got drilled by the Eagles.
TJ Watt is a real defensive end, unlike Nick Bosa. He sacks everybody. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. So as long as TJ Watt is out there, that defense for the Steelers is real damn formidable.
Lang, pick it, park it?
I would park it.
Park it?
If anything, maybe the under.
You want to take the under the 30?
Feels like a 24-3 game, something like that.
All right. I'm taking Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh minus the 6. I'm also taking Najee Harris over 62.5 rushing yards.
I need it. Fantasy football bleeped me.
Is that for you?
Oh, it bleeped me. I went ahead and played the Bengals defense. I was like, surely they're not going to be abysmal against the daggum Eagles.
What?
-7 points. Yeah. I'm leading by 5, and the Bengals gave me -7 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Also have a pick on the World Series. World Series Game 3 tonight. Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yankees win.
I believe the Yankees win. I'm with you. I think the Yankees win tonight as well, returning home to the stadium. They're a big favorite, 150, minus 150. So I'm going to go with the Yankees tonight as well.
Nugget from the commish and from Gary Parrish. The last 2 times these teams played in the World Series, the home team in games 1 and 2 won the first 2 games and then proceeded to lose the next 4. So that is 81 and 78. These 2 played in the World Series. And again, the home team won the first 2 and proceeded to lose the next 4.
I don't think that'll happen.
You don't.
But I do believe that the Yankees will get a win tonight.
I think so, too.
All right. I have one other free pick.
No. All right. Damn.
Hockey?
Hockey.
I knew it.
On the ice, the Winnipeg Jets tonight. They're minus 120 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going with the Jets over the Maple Leafs tonight. So Winnipeg is the pick. So my card, I got the Yankees, Winnipeg Jets, Steelers, and Najee Harris over 62.5.
Nice.
Free picks for everybody.
Free pick.
We got to work. We got to go to work now.
Yeah.
We got a Grizzlies game tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which will be great.
Yeah.
Come on out, see the Grizz tonight.
How
Taking
about
on the Chicago
there's a
Bulls.
nugget. There's a nugget from Ross Wooden he gave us that the Grizzlies have number 2 in the NBA in pace, number 1 in the NBA in pace. Chicago Bulls. I like that.
How about that? I don't think I wrote that down correctly on my notes. Now that I think of it, I'm gonna have to check that.
You can watch Rob host the Grizzlies live on FanDuel Sports Network.
Aren't you hosting
Or
something?
you can watch me host the show before Rob on the warm-up show on Grind City Media, YouTube, and other places.
Absolutely.
Come watch it all. It's all there for you.
Check it all out.
We work so you don't have to.
We work so you don't have to. That's right. Enjoy the game tonight. Good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck on your Monday Night Football picks. And we will see you again on Thursday for the odds couple at 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. For Lang, for CJ, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you Thursday on the odds couple here on Grind City Media.